I am a mother. Before I became strong, before I became tired, before I became invisible, I became a mother. My life did not start with dreams. It started with responsibility. When my daughter was born, I promised myself one thing. No matter what happens, she will never feel alone. I gave her my youth, my energy, my silence, my strength. I learned to smile even when I was breaking. Because a mother does not cry in front of her child. I stayed awake at night listening to her breathing, just to make sure she was safe. I ignored my own pain, because her comfort mattered more. When she took her first step, I forgot every sacrifice. When she spoke her first word, I forgot every hardship. My world slowly became smaller, and she became my entire universe. Years passed quietly. She grew older, taller, smarter, independent. I was proud. Even when she stopped holding my hand, I was happy. Even when she started walking ahead of me, I told myself this is how life works. Children grow, parents step back. But something else also started happening. The phone stopped ringing. Messages became short, then rare, then silent. Days passed without hearing her voice. Weeks passed without seeing her face. I kept making excuses for her. She is busy. She is building her future. She is tired. I told myself not to be selfish. But silence has a sound, and it was getting louder. At night I would sit alone, holding my phone, staring at the screen, waiting. Sometimes I typed her name, then erased the message, because I did not want to disturb her. A mother learns this pain quietly. One evening, after weeks of silence, I gathered courage. Not anger, not complaint, just honesty. I called her. When she answered, I smiled. Even though she could not see me, I asked softly, "Why do you not call me anymore?" There was a pause, a long pause. Then she said something that changed the way I saw my life. She said, "I do not need you anymore." In that moment, the world stopped. My heart felt heavy. My breath became slow. I could not understand how love becomes unnecessary. I asked myself, did I ask for too much? Did I love too much? Did I stay too close? I tried to stay calm. I asked her, "Did I hurt you?" She sounded distant, almost tired. She said, "I am married now. I have my own life. I have moved on." Married. Without telling me, without inviting me, without even sharing the news. I sat there holding the phone, listening to silence again. This silence was different. It was final. That night I did not sleep. I walked through memories, like rooms in an empty house. Her childhood clothes, her school books, her old toys. Everything was still there, but she was gone. I asked myself again and again, where did I fail as a mother? I remembered every sacrifice, every prayer, every time I chose her over myself. And I wondered, when did love become a burden? For days, I blamed myself. I replayed every argument, every decision, every mistake. I cried quietly, so the world would not see my weakness. I wanted to call her again, to explain, to remind, to beg. But something inside me stopped me. One night, in the middle of tears, a thought entered my mind. Love that has to beg is no longer love. Respect that disappears cannot be forced back. I realized I had been shrinking myself just to stay connected. So I stopped calling, not because I stopped loving her, but because I started loving myself. I stopped waiting for messages, stopped checking my phone, stopped hurting myself daily. I chose silence, but this time, it was peaceful. I began to rediscover who I was, not just a mother, but a woman. I remembered my strength, my patience, my dignity. I learned to live with memories, without letting them destroy me. I still love my daughter. That will never change, but I no longer chase her presence. I learned that love does not mean losing yourself. I did not lose my daughter that day. I lost the version of her who saw my worth, and in that loss, I found something greater, my self-respect, my peace, my strength. Sometimes, the hardest lesson in life is this: not everyone you give your life to will choose you in return, but choosing yourself is never wrong.